So Steemit Inc. From the account Steemit blog just posted this article here about smart media tokens are coming, and I just wanted to go through it and have some of my initial thoughts, and we'll see what some of the comments say. All right, so it's not that long. I'm going to read the whole thing. Now that the code for HF21 is complete, the Steemit blockchain team has shifted their focus entirely to completing Steemit's Smart Media Tokens Protocol, or SMTs. What are SMTs? For those who don't know, Smart Media Tokens are a token launching protocol similar to ERC20s on Ethereum, but with all the state-of-the properties enabled by the Steem blockchain, like 3-second feeless transfers. SMTs will allow anyone to launch their own Steem-like token with customizable features including founders tokens, token emission rates, proof of brain, ICO smart contracts, and more. You can find more information as well as the SMT white paper by heading over to smt.steem.com. When SMT? We're not yet ready to release a specific timeline on SMTs because we want to hear from more community developers before we finalize the features which will be added to the initial version of SMTs. Based on our initial outreach, the demand for SMTs is still extremely high. But despite the delay, no other blockchain project has managed to deliver the feature set that SMTs will have because no other project has the Steem blockchain as a foundation. One of the many reasons that we chose to develop SMTs was our belief that, as an application-specific blockchain protocol, Steem was uniquely suited to hosting powerful tokens with unparalleled features. The fact that no other protocol has yet to meet this demand validates this view. Current SMT work. Because smart media tokens are already delayed, we are doing everything we can to simplify the protocol while still giving developers all the features they need from a decentralized token protocol with proof of brain. One example of such changes is our decision to remove hidden caps from the ICO code. Hidden caps. There was a time when projects would offer tokens for sale without disclosing the amount of contributions required for a successful launch. With the benefit of hindsight, it has become clear that such ICOs were mainly performed by untrustworthy actors. After consulting with community developers, we have decided to remove this feature. Not only will removing hidden caps eliminate a surprising degree of complexity, and by extension engineering work, but it will also help ensure that more SMTs are legitimate. That's why one of our top priorities is removing code related to these hidden caps, which will simplify the process of completing SMTs and enable us to deliver the protocol on an acceptable timeline. We've identified a number of places where the protocol can be simplified without reducing its functionality, and we'll continue to look for any opportunity to accelerate the release of SMTs while maintaining their potency. Thank you. We understand that the wait for smart media tokens has been a long one, and we can appreciate those users and developers who have stuck with Steem. Fortunately, that wait was not entirely in vain. The addition of resource credits to Steem in Hard Fork 20 and the release of Myra were critical to ensuring that the Steem blockchain was sufficiently scalable to support the dramatic increase in activity we expect to see once developers and businesses begin launching SMTs. While we wish SMTs hadn't been delayed, Steem is now much better positioned to add smart media tokens. We do apologize for the delay and hope you can bear with us just a little bit longer. Future updates. We will continue to release updates through Steemit blog as we make progress on SMTs, and will provide a timeline for their release as soon as we are able. So be sure to give us a follow. Stay tuned and Steem on, the Steemit team. Okay, so that is the announcement. Let's go back and summarize. Smart media tokens, SMTs. They are, they're, smart contracts that, like we've seen on Ethereum, and like we've seen on Steem Engine, and like we see on on Tron and EOS and other platform kind of blockchains. And we've been hearing this for, I don't know, 2 years, something like that. And apparently now they're going to do it. And one thing I do have to concede is that the ICO ecosystem obviously went through massive gyrations over the past couple of years. It was the new hotness. I have a friend who raised $30 million on pure speculation, and as far as I can tell, has not produced a whole lot with it. So I mean, all that money was there in the mania days at the end, the second half of 2017, and yeah, I mean, I bought into projects that ended up going nowhere. So yeah, and after the bust, we've seen that most of those projects have disappeared, and I saw a stat on Ethereum that there's something like 20,000 tokens and 200,000 users or something like that, or it might be 20,000 and 2,000. Whatever the case was, the average between the two was 10. So there were 10 users per token created. Now, obviously, there's going to be some with thousands and some with zero. So, I mean, there's the adoption has not really proceeded like we thought it was going to. And then Myra is probably the most important thing that Steam has done over the past while, as far as optimizing databases and actually being able to use hard disk instead of keeping everything in memory to operate the blockchain. So that's a positive change. Let's look at some of the comments though. Okay, here's AXA. So we already knew they're coming. They've been coming for years now. What about a Steam mobile app? Sneak promised that on stage, actually. We have Steam Engine. Sorry, no one cares about SMTs because all the big projects waiting for SMTs already made a Steam Engine token, and it doesn't automatically equal success. It's humbled a lot of people. SMTs are not going to do anything more than Steam Engine tokens have done, so why not make some announcements about things we need, like onboarding? Go help Steam Ninja and their invite.steam.ninja project, which needs delegation and RC mana from accounts like Steam and Steemit. And Ned, you can get Ned to plug in his RC mana to steaminvite.com and generate millions of new accounts for a year for free instantly if we had a tool to automate that. We need onboarding solutions. The community is stuck trying to struggle to onboard when Steemit Inc. should be doing this. It's a serious problem. Stackin says, awesome, I'll wait another 2 years. And Mindtrap, says, even though everyone is expecting a timeline, to be honest. And Pibara here, how about shifting part of that focus for doing some contingency planning for a change? If HF21 backfires, will you guys even notice? Are there quantifications for success, failure, and total rollback level disaster? If you guys notice, can we expect another HF20 just let it stabilize phase followed by frantic duct taping, or can we expect actual contingency planning for HF21 rollout this time? Seriously, telling us you are no longer focused on HF21 isn't exactly something we need to be hearing from you guys at this point in time. We need to be hearing about quantified success, quantified failure, kill switches, contingency plans, and other things that could create some confidence that we aren't heading first into another HF20 disaster this time around, but now only with a fraction of the old staff. So this is kind of key. So for those people who are not aware, and if you're not aware, then you're not probably part of the Steam community, but for the outsiders, so the way Steam evolves its code base is unfortunately gate kept by Steemit Inc. It's a decentralized platform, but it's a very, very centralized code development, which if we had to do all over again, I would change to be completely different. So hard fork 20 was the code provisions, the code revisions are pitched to the community. There are 20 top witnesses and many other non-top 20 witnesses, and you have to get at least 17 of the witnesses to be running the new code in order for it to take effect on the blockchain. So these are technically hard forks, and that's why they're called hard fork 20, hard fork 21, whatever. And but it's not hard forking in the same way that Bitcoin hard forks, where you have a single code protocol and then it splits, and then there's two operating protocols. So when the hard forks happen in Steam, the old one just stops and the new one takes over, and that is done by witness adoption. So people vote for the witnesses with their stakes, and then the witnesses implement or not a change in code base. So right now, we are in an environment where Steemit Inc. has pitched hard fork 21 with lots of different changes, and supposedly it's running on testnet now, and the witnesses are checking it out, and that's where we are. So, assuming that hard fork 21 is adopted, will there be problems? And that's what. That's what Pibara is saying here. So hard fork 20, the adoption there was some bug in the code. It was a disaster. Nobody could use the site for like 2 weeks, and they had to replay the entire chain from the beginning of time. It was a mess. So in this post, they're saying, like, oh yeah, we threw it out there. I know we haven't finished yet, and the witnesses haven't even voted on it yet, but it'll be fine. and we're going to turn all of our focus onto this other thing. Oh, and by the way, because of the collapse in Steam price and operating costs and everything, the actual staff at Steemit has been slashed significantly, which is why it makes the point now with a fraction of the old staff. So this is just ridiculous. They're just assuming that the code doesn't need any revisions from the witnesses testing. B, they're assuming the witnesses will accept it, which probably they will. I mean, the witnesses have pretty much rolled over in almost every case. And C, they're assuming that once it's elected by the witnesses, that everything will be fine. There won't be any problems. There's no bugs. So it's just I was telling Joseph Savage here on Discord that just the arrogance of it all is just breathtaking. I mean, it's just saying it's like, our shit is perfect. Don't worry about it. We're good. We don't even need to look at finishing this thing that we've been working on. We're gonna turn all of our attention to this other thing, and it's just crazy. And I made a comment here. It's where I like how the assumption is that HF21 is done and perfect and already accepted by the witnesses. Oh wait, none of that has happened. And seriously, guys, this is amateur hour. It's fine to start spinning up future projects, but you also have to actually finish the other ones, that you're working on. So it's just, and then some of the other stuff in here is like, well, we have this feature set idea and no other blockchain has come out with this feature set. Therefore, that proves that we're right to include this feature set. Well, that's tautological nonsense. I mean, that's just saying, well, I have green and other people have red, so clearly the market's waiting for green. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's just you saying that you like your own shit. And it's just, I mean, it just goes back to the fact that they think or at least they appear to think that everything they do is going to be perfect, and that has clearly not been the case historically. So I don't know why they think all of that will be fine now all of a sudden. It's just complete willful blindness to the reality of the situation and the fact that we have Steam Engine. So Steam Engine, I mean, doesn't have perhaps the full feature set that they're talking about with SMTs, but it does a pretty damn good job. People can launch tokens for a minimum cost, and it also is a driver of using the Steam blockchain, so it creates the internal demand. And this is such a waste of time. I mean, a mobile app for Steam, because Steemit.com is such hot garbage, a mobile app for Steam would be a much better use of time first, which is what somebody else had commented. So, I mean, it's just, from soup to nuts, it's just totally bananas. Anyway, that's enough of my ranting for now. I'm coming up on 13 minutes, so I'm going to cut it here. And, if you want to join in the commentary, please do, because, I mean, they need to hear that this is not the refreshing update, that they seem to think it is.